Okay. Alright. Finally got that video essay done. Now I can finally work on something else. Ooh, I know exactly what I can do. I could do a tier list of all the Wes Anderson films. Yes, that would be perfect. I better get on it quickly, though, before someone else does it before me.
I read a...
No! That bastard stole my idea! My totally original idea that only I could have imagined! Now I'm ruined! I tell you, ruined! Now what the hell am I gonna do now? No, I can't. No, I can. I will. Skibidi! It's time to crawl out of your goon caves and start mewing because it's time to rate Wes Anderson's Sigma films based on the main character Skibidi Rizz! On Baby Gronk, we'll be looking at who's the Beta Ohio Yappers and who's the Giat Skibidi Rizzler Sigmas! Libby Dub, Kaisanet, Queso Energy. Me and two other Sigmas went on an editing streak to get the information we need to properly view the rating of these movies. What? Incoming Skibidi call from John Ford. Yeah? He said that Wes Anderson has a level at Yet Goon Guzzler, so all his Yep shows. I am the master of my own destiny. I choose the path that I will walk in. I will not allow some greased-up, obsolete, malfunctioning tin can dictate what I can or cannot do! Faggot! Okay. Let's talk normally for a moment so you can understand what's happening here. Yes, this is a tier list of every Wes Anderson film based on the main characters, Skibidi Rizz. Each movie has a different number of characters that we all consider to be the main characters, so movies will receive an overall score based on the individual rating. Now, for those whose brain hasn't fallen to rot yet, you might be asking yourselves, what is Skibidi Rizz? What does it mean? I'll make this very, very simple for you. Ignore the Skibidi bit, it means nothing. But anything at the same time. Fuck it, you could probably use it as a comma. Alright? It is such an enigma that it's hard to even put it into a fucking box. It's crazy. It's insane. But we're concerned with Rizz. Short for charisma. In the context of Rizz, it's referring to one's ability to pull a bad bitch. So, are we good now? Do we understand we're rating Wes Anderson's movies based on the main character's ability to bag a woman? Yes? Good? Okay. Alrighty then, let's start with Bottle Rocket. Level 10 Gyats cannot resist the Sigma Rizzler that is Anthony. Bro could rizz up some baby mamas with just his aura, easily catching some honeys. But when he tries to rizz up a bish, that's when things get creepy. The only way I could probably describe Anthony's Rizz is by calling it a Jeffrey Dahmer Rizz. He found some Mexican torta that he really liked and decided to follow her around while she was doing her job. His actions were borderline, if not overly creepy, yet he managed to bag the ethnic chick. Anthony gets a high A on the Skibidi Rizz meter. While all the bitches be trying to ride Anthony's dick, Disbin is by his side getting no bitches. To Libby Dunn, Desmond is little bro rather than a full-on Rizzler, which suits him fine since he's more worried about the game. You know, making his mark by doing heists. Desmond would rather yap about his plans and aspirations than to rizz up a Therian GF. He has no game, but he's a Sigma in his own right. High C. Taking these two scores, Bottle Rocket goes into B tier in the Skibidi Rizz tier list. Nice job, Sigmas. Automatic D tier because Max is a minor and I will not make Jeffrey Epstein proud by giving Max a legitimate Rizz rating, so he's going into the Dan Schneider tier. I will say, as a character though, Max is probably the most unlikable character I've ever had the displeasure of watching. He definitely deserves the hereditary treatment. Moving on. Chase had a lot of promise in his youth. His Rizzly attributes later in life secured him a baddie. Sadly, his Skibidi Rizz could not save his wife from death. Cringe! So now he mopes around all sad and shit, acting all schizo at any sight of danger. Bro had the Rizz, but lost it. May baby Gronk grant him mercy, but on Kai Sanat's receding hairline, Chase gets a high C. Women can be Skibidi Rizzlers, right? I don't fucking know. Anyways, even though she's missing a finger and smells like an ashtray, Margot has no issues with rizzing up beta males. Though she might be a Rizzler, she isn't a Skibidi Rizzler because of how loosely she keeps her relationships, bouncing from one man's cock to the next. For real, Margot gets a low B. Clean fuck Nick. Like Chase, Richie had a very promising career as a tennis player, until he decided to throw it all away because he couldn't rizz up his stepsister. That's right, his stepsister, Margot. He was so down bad for his stepsis that once Margot told Richie that there was no chance, the beta went into his emo era. Definitely not a Sigma move to ropes Max over some coochie. Richie gets a flat F. For most of his life, Royal was a beta living a Sigma life. Bro was rich, had a bitch, and had kids he didn't really care for. Overall, not a very poggers dude, but with some reflecting, Bro wanted to turn things around, get back in touch with his kids and Giat. Royal struggled to get over the Rizz vibe, but his aura allowed him to redeem himself, and I say that in quotations. Redeem himself. At least in the eyes of Chase. A low B tier, all put together, the Royal Tenenbaums goes into the C tier. It would have gone down to D tier, but that's for Dan Schneider. You got lucky, I guess. What a sad little man Steve is. Bro be out here pulling out the 9 on some pregnant Giat because of his insecurities. Sure, he's married, but he still gets cucked by some other better looking Sigma. He reeks of that Ohio goon sesh. 10 days in a mewing cave could not even save him. Stevie boy gets an F. Bro is bro. Ned is just your average Sigma that wanted to sail with the beta, Steve. Unfortunately, he ends up dying at the end. Pretty cringe, but at least he had sexual relations with a pregnant woman. A true Sigma to the end. A. Tallied up, the life aquatic of Steve Zissou goes into C tier. Sorry, Ned, but Steve brought you down. Literally. Bro got into one accident and completely lost his mewing streak. In search of enlightenment, Francis yaps his way throughout India in search of his Skibidi mommy. Bro stayed in a little too long in the goon cave. There ain't a white mommy GF in his future. No Riz! F. The stench of beta follows Peter around his journey with his brothers. He tries to give pushback to his brother's ideas, but his minus 1,000 aura prevents him from actually going through with it. Peter does have a wife, but he's got some gooner ideologies about his relationship with her. Bro even brought a venomous snake onto the train. Not very Skibidi intelligent. With the little Riz that he has combined with the character's growth, Peter gets a C. Bro brought perfume that reminded him of his ex-Giat to the trip with his brothers. Pretty simpish immediately, but he does end up hooking up with the train Giat, cucking the beta conductor in the process. Pretty Sigma. Even though the train Giat was just using Jack, his Skibidi Rizz caused her to cry for him as he was kicked off the train. Between the three brothers, Jack for sure has the most Skibidi Rizz. Bro gets an A. With the three brothers ranked, the Darjeeling Limited gets a very low C. Better get on that edging streak. Automatic S tier. There's only one that matters in the film, and that's Mr. Fox. Fuck you if you think otherwise. George Clooney easily clears. Automatic Dan Schneider tier. Hell no. I don't ever want to see two kids rubbing up on each other like that ever again. Fuck it, you know what? Moonrise Kingdom is going into the J tier, the Jeffrey Epstein tier. That shit came straight out of Epstein's Island. No Skibidi Rizz at all. When you're looking up Skibidi Rizz in a dictionary, you'll find Gustav being used as an example. Bro's devious. Bro is clever. Bro is the ultimate Skibidi Rizzler of his time. I'm not just being a glazer. Gustav's Rizz is just on a whole nother level. He may like the older, wrinkler Gyats, but he could easily Rizz up any woman with just a little wink. He might be corny, but Gustav is, without a doubt, a Skibidi Rizzler. Baby Gronk would be proud. S tier. Looks maxing and edging with a Skibidi Rizzler like Gustav will absolutely leave a Skibidi impression on you. And Zero, being the sponge that he is, quickly learned the ways of the Skibidi. Though he may not be an S-tier material, there is no denying that Zero is a Skibidi Rizz Sigma. Even at an old age, he still holds true to the Sigma edging streak started so long ago. A. With both Skibidi Sigmas, the Grand Budapest Hotel goes into S-tier. Isle of Dogs goes straight down to F for the simple fact that Ohio was mentioned. If there was a place devoid of all things Skibidi, Ohio would be it. Bro is the kind of bro to reject Skibidi Toilet Rizz from the Chad guy and yet still have Skibidi Toilet Rizz. Moses got that strong Rizz on him that he even rizzed up a level 20 Gyat prison guard with just one look. Though he might physically be a prisoner, his aura prevents his mind from being caged up with the betas. Hell of a great artist too. Low S. Simone is the type of Gyat that makes even the great Rizzlers of our generation simp for her. With her hourglass figure, she'd be rizzing up all the cellmates in the prison. Libby Dunn would be hella jealous over Simone. Overall, a real chill lady. A. There are other characters in the film since there were separate stories, but they were pretty forgettable. So I'll just give them, besides the minor, a flat C, which places the French Dispatch at B tier. First introduced to us as a beta, but soon discovering that he's a Sigma. Augie goes around taking photos for journalism. It might not look good to Sigmar that his father may not particularly like him, but Augie proves himself to be a Skibidi lad when he manages to rizz up Midge. A. Okay. Scarlett Johansson. Do I need to say anything else? S. Easily. Asteroid City goes into S tier. Henry Sugar is just your typical Sigma, being neither good or bad, being so average that it's painful. Maybe. But once he discovered the power of seeing things without using his eyes, Henry went from being average to being an Alpha Sigma Gronk pilled. You already know, with that kind of ability, what he would do when looking at the Gyats. Easily an A. Which puts the wonderful life of Henry Sugar to the A tier spot, thus concluding the tier list that you see right now. Well, it's time to give my final thoughts of this wonderful video. Making this definitely made me want to kill myself. I'm not gonna say that I'm not consumed by the brain rot, but to have it make sense for a video like this was pretty painful. But besides having to write and then read the slop that I created, it was a pretty enjoyable experience watching all of Wes Anderson's movies with my friends. Seeing Anderson improving his craft with each movie was really interesting to watch. His first two movies felt so different from what we see in the now, but you can get little hints of his quirkiness here and there. All in all, I think Wes Anderson is a very unique director with a vision unlike any other. We'll try to replicate it, but nothing will come close to the real deal. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see y'all in a not-so-cursed video. Goodbye, for now.